Welcome again to our Java programming tutorial series, and in this particular video tutorial there are things that we need to commit to memory as we advance to programming. I've told you that a Java programming language, I cannot re-emphasize this more than enough, that it is very strict when it comes to the rules that you have to adhere to during the course of your programming. One of these things that we need to commit to our mind here, it is that it is very case sensitive. So that means if you type the word hello world, that is different from the one with capital H and the other letters being small case. Let's say, for instance, going back to our program which we've written, and maybe say, for instance, there our first letter F was in capital. If you try to compile, even you can see that the editor itself, if you point there, it can tell you that it cannot find that particular symbol, the variable names. And this is why I was advocating for this particular a good advanced editors. They can really help you to notice what is going on. So it is telling you that here it is complaining that now you've declared this variable with a capital F first name, but you've not used it anywhere. But in the second case here, it is complaining that you are using a variable which you've not told it how to handle it, or you've not declared it. Therefore, it is not able to locate anywhere this particular variable. That is what we mean by case sensitive. As you can see, the first name here with a capital F, it is different from first name with a small f. Therefore, if you want that, you must put a small f, so you can see that the editor is now happy. It doesn't complain about those errors, and as you can see, they have disappeared. The next thing, it is that when you are giving your class names, the the first letter, it must be in capital. For instance, as you can see, our class here, the first letter, it is capital H. Therefore, all classes, those are conventions that we have to adhere to this when doing programming in Java, that our class names, the first letter of our class name must be of a capital letter. If there are more than one word, as you can see in our case here, the subsequent letters for each name, like in this case programmer, they must begin with what we call the capital letter. So if we were to add another, maybe let's say that you have to begin it with the capital letter there. If there are more than, if in your case you have to give your class more than or three maybe names for that case. So your names must begin, each name must begin with a capital letter. The other thing to emphasize it is that the first letter of the method must start with a lowercase letter. If you have got several names in your method, you use what we call the camel case style of doing things, of naming. So as you can see, I will come later on to explain the concepts of methods classes and objects when we get to the object-oriented programming. But for now, I'm just giving an overview. As you can see, the public static void main, this main here, it is our method name. And our method name begins here and it ends there. So you can see it begins here and ends here. Therefore, as you can see, our name for that particular case, in our case it is main method, our first letter, which is M, it is in small case. Therefore, our method names begin with a small case, and if we were to have a second letter there, so you have to do what we call the second name, and its first letter, must start with what we call a capital letter, as you can see I've highlighted there. The other thing that I want to emphasize, the program file name should match the class name. So let's go here and you can see that this is our program file name. This is our program file name and it must match exactly with the class name. Our program file name, as you can see, it starts with capital H, capital P, and that is the same as our class name here. So these two names, the class name, as you can see, this is our class, the class name, which is Hello Programmer, it must match with our file name, which is helloprogrammer.java. So those are the things I wanted to emphasize in this particular video tutorial. But then in the next video tutorial, I want to look at the rules that we have to stick to when giving the variable names. For now, allow me to stop there and thank you for taking your time to watch and subscribe to this particular channel. Kindly hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I release other materials on this particular video tutorial series. Also share with your friends, and if you've got any concern, feel free to drop me a comment. I will respond to it so that we can assist one another as we progress this career of programming in Java. Thank you for watching.